Welcome to the Traders Help Desk Online video collection. In this video, I'm actually going to show you the difference between trading just a simple 80 period moving average with the free volume indicator versus having indicators on your chart. Now, as you can see, this is exactly the same trade that I did. I actually took 96 ticks out of it, and the video is available on the website. I did do it on the live edge of the market, so you could see what was happening as the bars were building. And if you remember correctly, I entered here, and then we took, of course, our first profit target, our second profit target, and our third profit target. Now, a lot of people, and me included, it took me a long time to actually learn how to read these volume bars. And I'm going to show you the difference with the indicators that I have designed. Number one, this was the magenta dot here, alerted me to the fact that the price was going to be moving upwards. In other words, it had pulled back to the 80 period moving average, and it did not have enough selling volume to actually proceed downwards. Now, because of this, I anticipated not only would it move up, but it would also break this ATR stop. Would it bounce off of the ATR? Yes, it would, but it would probably stop right at the slow moving average. If you remember correctly, and as you see over on the left hand side, my stop was sitting 8 ticks from where my entry was. Now that gave it plenty of room to actually go up, hit the ATR, and then bounce down. So I knew I was pretty safe on that trade. Then, as you can see, the ADX had made a magenta peak. Now again, this came in one bar after the divergence. So I knew that when I got the divergence, I saw the ADX peak come in, that I knew it would at least pull back to the ATR stop, and more likely than not, it would actually break that ATR stop. In addition to that, I also used multiple time frames, and you can see that at this point right here, over here, you are very close to the ATR over here, but you're doing it on diverging volume. Remember, you're measuring the lows, the volume on the lows, to see if the sellers are going to overtake the market. Well, of course, they were not going to, and if sellers cannot take control of the market, then more likely than not, the market's going to go up, and up it went. Now, we actually got out right on this bar when it hit our third profit target, and that was probably within about 4 ticks of the high. Now, a lot of my clients know that I watch for double divergences if I'm trading one time frame. 1, 2. So again, this is where I would bring in a double volume if I'm trading just one time period. Now, looking over at the 45-minute, you can also see that during this period the ADX was climbing. That tells me that this is a strong trend, so that I could anticipate getting a lot of profit out of it because it was a strong trend. Also notice that here you had a wide bar. Now, I knew that most of the time it will retrace a wide bar by at least 50%, typically 100%. Notice that my entry was right after the retracement of the wide bar. So this is the way all of the indicators work together to actually help you stay in a trade. Can I trade just volume with a simple moving average? Of course I can. The other option that we have is the ability to look at everything through a scanner window. So I can tell right now on the Nasdaq we have long divergence on both the 3 and the 12-minute, and it is more likely than not at a simple period moving average as well as an ATR. We've also had a magenta peak on the weekly, which tells me it should be going down, but the shorter time frames right now are actually going upwards. Over on the spot market, you can see that I've got the scanner available to me. And again, I can actually read this chart on multiple time frames and see where I have divergence. This column tells me how far away I am from the moving average. And this column tells me how far away I am from the ATR. And of course, we also have an easy money indicator that tells us where our potential entries are. You can see that on the Aussie daily chart, we're actually short. The stop would be 0483. Our entry was at 0419, and our target is 0277. Again, all of this has alerts on it, so it enables me to actually monitor multiple markets and multiple time frames instead of just watching one chart and hoping that a trade comes in.